Hello. Just another quick update. Well, not another quick update because there wasn't a previous update, so this is just an update. Okay, now we've got that out of the way. Yeah, so it would appear that on my previous video I made a complete mess of the audio with the Aputure microphone, as you can probably tell, could have probably told by the terrible background noise and the just bad audio quality in general. It would appear that this thing does not like my T61 laptop whatsoever, so now I've got it plugged into my Asus Zonar, which I've set up in my computer, and so I'm recording the video and audio on the same computer at once. Not in the same program. I'm using Audacity to do the audio and FFmpeg for the video still, but they're both on the same computer now, and I'm using a better sound card, and hopefully this will solve the problem. I also probably made an idiot of myself when I said I couldn't be bothered doing post-processing. It would appear that that's not necessary with the Genius microphone. The frequency response of that seems to have kind of a peak around 5 kilohertz and maybe less bass and maybe a bit more treble sort of thing, and it actually sounds quite good just as it is. I mean, it's not great, but it seems to be sort of tuned with a response that fits the vocal range, and it just has a more clear sort of sound just by default. It's not a super high quality sound. You get kind of, it's a bit sort of tinny in that, which is probably because of the adjusted response, but overall it's very clear. I found that it had more clarity in it, probably because of the higher frequency boost. So I didn't have to actually really do anything to that except raise the volume, which I think YouTube might actually be doing anyway. I think YouTube normalizes the volumes on videos or something. I read about something like that, possibly. Anyway, apart from that, it sounded terrible anyway on the previous video, as you could probably see, and hopefully it'll sound better on this one. So I'm actually going to do some post-processing this time, which involves normalizing it because the Aputure actually has a lower output level, and also I'm adjusting with the EQ. I'm lowering the bass a little bit and putting the higher frequencies up a little bit, because I found that on like my cell phone, on my cheap computer speakers, it sounded okay. On my headphones it sounded okay, but on my main stereo system there was just way too much bass, and the high frequencies weren't very clear, and they're kind of getting swamped out, I think. So I found ways to adjust some of that, and I've got it, I think, a pretty good, it sounds more clear on everything, and especially my stereo system. So I believe, hopefully, this should be an improvement. There should be no electrical noise in the background like there was with the T61. There should be no bassy sort of swampy, I don't know, muffled sort of sound. It's sort of like the bass overpowers the high frequencies, and I guess my voice is kind of low end of the spectrum anyway, low sort of frequencies. It seems to come out sort of muffled in a weird way. I mean, this microphone is still kind of cheap, I guess, so maybe that's half the problem, but yeah, I just found that if I didn't adjust the levels it just didn't sound very good, so I'm going to try that now and we'll see how this comes out. But yeah, I cannot get audio results that are anywhere near what I've found on YouTube for the same microphone. I have noticed in other videos with people with this microphone, they test, if they use another mic, it sounds quite clear, the high frequencies are good, then they switch to this one, the Aputure one, and suddenly the high frequencies just go away, the bass comes up. It's, yeah, I don't know, I think this thing, I think other microphones might be tuned for the vocal range more, and they might cut the bass and the low end a bit, or whatever, and it makes it more just easily audible, or maybe they just do post-processing on those ones anyway, I'm not sure. But this one definitely, I need to do something to it to make it not sound more blah 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 blah. Otherwise it's just blah blah blah. Yeah, anyway. So enough of that ranting on. So yeah, I'm just saying that hopefully the audio quality will improve with this, hopefully it will continue improving, and I may need to build myself some sort of low noise preamp for this thing and then run it into a line level input on my sound card, because I don't know, it just seems like yeah, there's just a lot of background sort of noise. I think that might be my computer fan though, but I would be interested to see what this is like on a decent preamp, because I did try it on, I tried it on my cell phone actually, and recording on that there was very low background noise, very low electrical noise, and very low hiss. It was actually really good, very clean, but again, well, not again, but the cell phone, I think their inputs, even though I downloaded a program that could select a higher sample rate, it defaulted to 16 kilohertz sample rate, and I changed it to 44.1. The standard recorder app wouldn't let me do that, so I had to download a separate program to do that. But even with that, I mean, the audio range, the audible range, it seemed really sort of narrow and very tuned for speech, I think, for clarity on a phone and that sort of thing, and it just was not suitable. I was going to use that. I thought initially possibly the problem was that I had the T61 plugged into the wall, and that there was some like interference coming through the mains or something, but even running it on battery it made no difference. So I'm not sure what was up with that. I also did notice that if I used the Genius microphone on the T61, I actually got the same electrical noise in the background. It just was a lot quieter, but boosting the level up in Audacity post-processing, I did notice that there was this electrical noise. So I don't think it's the microphone, I think it's the actual laptop that's got some sort of noise on the mic input. So again, that's why I kind of want to get a decent preamp for this thing and then just run it into the line input and see what that does. Because I'm thinking that boosting it in software or using the mic input on the sound card just doesn't seem to be that good. And I mean, yeah, an Asus Sonar is pretty good, but I don't know, it still doesn't seem the best. I have had weird problems with the drivers on that thing too, and sometimes the mic input level just goes really low for like no reason. It's strange, and I've seen this on the internet as well, other people complaining about the same problem, saying that the mic is just super low, and on other sound cards it's fine, but on the Asus Sonar D1 it's just, yeah, weird. Anyway, so it's a funny sound card. It does weird things, and the drivers don't make sense. Not in Windows or in Linux, they're both sort of odd. I don't know, it's just... Anyway, so I don't really have the ability to get another sound card, but I'm hoping that with a preamp I'll get some better quality. And yeah, that's about it really. So just in case anyone was looking at the previous video and thought, oh my god, that microphone sounds absolutely terrible, well, that's probably my fault. So hopefully I can fix that. And if not, then I guess I'll sell this thing or take it back and get something better, because it's yeah, it's cheap. It's not that great, to be honest. Other people claim that it's very good, but I don't know. I honestly am not seeing it but then again, what do you expect for something that's very cheap? Yeah, so hopefully this video will make sense. And I can't really think of anything else to say, and there's nothing to say, so I shall go now and leave you to ponder existence and whatever else you feel like thinking about.